Welcome back to the Flagship Studio here at the JP Morgan Health Conference. I'm Christine Heenan, here with arguably a get of the week at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, Steve Harr, the CEO of Sana Biotechnology. Steve, Sana is the talk of biotech right now based on data you released last week, promising no less than a potential cure for type 1 diabetes, a disease that affects millions and millions of people. Take us inside Sana when that data, when you all first saw that data, both your own reactions and those of your team.
It's a great question. First off, the problem. The problem is that when you put someone else's cells into you, your body will see them as foreign and reject them. So we really want to overcome allogeneic rejection. And we figured out over time that might work for autoimmune diseases as well. And it worked in all kinds of animals, including non-human primates. And we'd seen some early evidence in humans is translated, but we thought that the clear test would be to take beta cells, or pancreatic islets, and put them into the arm of a patient with type 1 diabetes. No immunosuppression, not even steroids, and see if they would survive and actually function. And so our team had a hypothesis, and they went after this. And I asked our team, well, how long would it take to really figure this out? And they said, we'll know at week 2, I'm opening champagne. And I said, how about you have a beer? And let's wait till 4 weeks to have champagne. Let's really be sure if you think it's 2. So they called me. It was, I guess it was the Friday, one of the Fridays right before the holidays, on the way to a dinner with my family and a Christmas play. And it worked. Wow. And it was really exciting. And then
your family were all in the car with you?
The two, no.
You're by yourself in the car? Oh, you're in the office.
I was late.
Okay, you were late.
And
good excuse. I'm off curing type 1 diabetes.
And then the 4-week data, we learned about right after the new year, and it was a team got the samples in the middle of the night, actually about 9 p.m., and they called me at about 3 in the morning to say that it worked, which was pretty exciting because it's pretty rare to get a chance to untangle this type of really fundamental biology that you really can see a direct path to having such a profound impact for so many patients. And I think the benefit of this platform or this technology is real and tangible in type 1 diabetes, and it extends beyond that because it really takes cell therapy and potentially even organ transplants and makes it something that you can really see a direct line to being broadly applicable to all kinds of patient populations.
In part through a mechanism that you call hypoimmunity, which is, Newbar's letter this year talks about polyintelligence, this interconnection of nature's intelligence, machine intelligence, and human intelligence. It seems like hypoimmunity is applying human intelligence to sneak past nature's intelligence. Walk through how hypoimmunity works.
No, I wouldn't quite go that far because I think like what Newbar's onto is really important. When faced with a complex biology problem, always see if Mother Nature solved it first, and if she has, exploit that system, right? So the way the team approached this problem was by looking at what they called the paradox of pregnancy. Right? And the paradox of pregnancy is that we're all half mom and half dad, but our moms didn't reject us or we wouldn't be here today, right? So what is it that allows that fetus to survive despite the fact that it has really allogeneic proteins in it or on it while it's inside the mother? And so studying the maternal fetal border is actually what led to the insights that kind of pushed this forward. So I think Newbar's onto something.
All right. He thinks so too. We all think so. Diabetes is just one application of this particular mechanism. Tell us how you're thinking, how Sana's thinking about other applications. We talked some about cancer last year, for example.
Yeah, so again, every time that someone transplants another cell into you, right, your body will see it as foreign and reject it. So anytime you need to replace a missing or damaged cell, this is potentially applicable. And so we have actually another group of therapies in human testing, and those are allogeneic CAR T cells. So we've really seen autologous CAR T cells have a profound impact in some blood cancers, and increasingly I think people are recognizing that they could be, if not, maybe curative for some patients with autoimmune diseases like lupus, multiple sclerosis, myasthenia gravis. But you're still left with the complexities and the limitations of autologous, which is putting your own cells, manufacturing them, putting them back. And so this allogeneic platform allows us to make a broadly scalable and accessible therapy with hopefully comparable efficacy. So we're in a clinical study right now. for B-cell mediated autoimmune diseases. The goal of that is to basically completely reset the patient's B-cell immune system. So it's kind of Control-Alt-Delete, and then like the computer turns back on, we want the B-cell repertoire to come back. And I've learned one thing, and that's every time I think I have a problem with my computer and I call the IT help desk, the first thing they say to do is turn off the computer and then turn it back on. And I think that's what we're really trying to do here.
The extent of my IT capability, so I do that too.
Yeah, and I've learned that you have to do that first, right, before you call IT. But yeah, so that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
And if you look at the number of diseases that this should be helpful for, where there's proven B-cell depletion efficacy, right?
Okay.
It's about 75 different autoimmune disorders. So it's another example of where this technology can be very broadly applicable to help patients with various disorders.
Got it. And you're presenting at the conference at JP Morgan. What is your main message? What's your headline to investors this year?
Our main message is this diabetes, it's inevitable, right? It's happening. I compare this study result. It's like you're making the electric car and all the components worked, but it still had to be plugged in. And so we just discovered the battery. So now we just put the battery in, now we have to scale it, right? And we have to deliver it for people. That will take time, it will take capital. We'll have great days and we'll have tough days. But the main message is it's gonna happen, it's inevitable. The second though is where there's other stuff going on, right? And the other stuff I think is worth touching on.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Some of it relates to the earliest days of Flagship's secret sauce inside what is now Sana. So let's talk about that.
To go back to even like this idea of nature. So when you're one of the things we've been really looking towards is we know that basically you can do anything in the genome inside of a petri dish, but it's been really difficult to deliver it inside of a person, right? And so we've been trying to just bring about cell-specific delivery of genetic materials to drive benefits for patients. So an area we worked really hard on are in vivo CAR T cells. And the technology or the background for this is actually viruses are pretty good at just getting into certain cells. So what we wanted to do is hijack that system and modify it so it would just go to the cells that we wanted. So we've done that. And so we've created a medicine where we can deliver genetic material just to T cells. And what we'll show at our presentation, we've now put in the public domain, is that we've done a non-human primate study that shows it just goes to T cells, not the liver, not any gonadal tissues or anything else that could be problematic. And we deliver a CAR. That CAR leads to really nice expansion and complete B-cell aplasia in the non-human primates. So if you go back to what I said earlier about autoimmune disorders, this is Control-Alt-Delete, but you're now making the medicine inside your body, and there's no chemotherapy at all. So a lot of these CAR T cells, they get one dose of lymphodepleting chemotherapy. Here it will just be a single treatment, and it can be a first-line therapy then, right? Because it's a single treatment, and so many of these diseases affect young women who don't want to take chemotherapy while they're still in childbearing years, and that will be unnecessary with this drug.
That's amazing to think about. A Seattle-based company applying Control-Alt-Delete not to reset your Word doc, but to reset your entire immune system and extend human health. It's pretty exciting stuff. We are so thrilled to have you in the studio once again, Steve, and look forward to what 2025 brings for the company.
Thank you.
Thanks.